So first, as a part of this noun pronoun agreement, as I said earlier, we discussed what is noun. Now, what is pronoun? Okay, a pronoun is a word that refers to a noun and can stand in its place. That means a pro or the prefix pro means in place of or per. So in place of a noun, when we use another word, that is called pronoun. Why do we use pronoun? To avoid the repetition of nouns, we use pronouns. What happens if we repeat nouns again and again? So it will become verbose. So to avoid the nouns in our writing and speaking again and again, we use these pronouns. In place of the nouns, we use pronouns. As we discussed, what are the different kinds of noun? There are class of nouns, then gender of noun, number of noun. Again, in the class of noun, we have abstract nouns, complete nouns. So based on the division, we have these different kinds of pronouns also. I'll come to that point. Okay, so what is pronoun? Pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun to avoid its repetition. Okay, next you can go through the examples which mentioned here. Then the pronouns are divided like this based on the based on the noun and pronoun, based on the nouns division as the number of noun and gender of noun. See, based on this number of noun, we have singular noun pronouns and plural pronouns, as well as we have singular nouns and plural nouns. Here pronouns also divided as singular nouns, singular pronouns and plural pronouns. And if we see these, he, she, it, they are divided based on the gender of noun. He represents two, masculine, she, feminine, it, that is neuter and common gender. So based on this division of gender, then division of number, we have this division of pronouns also that we have to remember. In these pronouns, we have first person, second person and third person. So first person, who is first person? You are the first person, that is speaker. I and we, these come under the first person. Okay, then second person, the person who are pointing to the other person. Okay, the listener. In other words, we can say that the listener. Fine, generally in a general sense I want to say like that. Okay, so the first person, you are the speaker. The second person, generally the immediate object who is listening and who is addressed to. The third person is that belongs to the talked about. These two people are talking about someone or something, that will come under third person. Okay, so why I want to emphasize these first person, second person and third person? In the coming sessions, when we discuss verbs, this division, this complete division, first person, second person, third person, singular, plural, this complete picture we have to remember. Then we can understand what type of verbs we are supposed to use according to the first person, second person, third person, as well as singular, plural, and as well as these third person singulars, what type of verbs they get, and what are the exceptions we have in tenses. This all we can understand. So this is very important to understand the subject verb agreement. That means what type of verb we are supposed to use according to the person and according to the number. Okay, and also this is important for noun pronoun agreement. This is another part. Next, types of pronouns. So we have different types of pronouns, 9 types of pronouns: personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, emphatic pronouns or reflexive pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, interrogative pronouns, relative pronouns, distributive pronouns, and reciprocal pronouns. These are the types of pronouns. Okay, now we are going to discuss one by one in detail. First, personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are used as subjects. Generally, we in a sentence we use them as subjects. General case. In general case, we use them as subjects. That is first category. As in a table, first we mention I, me, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. These all are subjective pronouns. That means they are used as subject in a sentence. So in a sentence structure, we know that subject plus verb plus object. What is subject? Subject is receiver of doer of the action. Object is receiver of action. So subject and object. So in place of the noun, for suppose Rama killed Ravana. Who is subject? Subject is Rama. Ravana is object because he received the action. So in place of the subject, we use in the coming sentences like he killed him. So who killed him? Who killed whom? Rama killed Ravana. So subject is Rama, object is Ravana. So here these pronouns are used as subjects, these pronouns used as objects. Generally these objective pronouns we don't use in place of subject. Beginning of a sentence we don't use these pronouns, but these subjective pronouns we use in the beginning of sentence and middle of the sentence also. Okay, that is about personal pronouns. Next one, possessive pronouns. So possessive means, what do you mean by possessive? That is your ownership or belongingness or your possession, authority. They show your authority. This is my pen. Whose pen it is? My pen. Okay, so these are the possessive pronouns: my, our, your, his, her, its, their. These are all possessive pronouns. Okay, next, they show your authority. Then these possessive pronouns, sometimes we start with these possessive pronouns also in a sentence. Fine. Next one, possessive pronouns another kind. These show that completeness, that is independent possessives we call them. Okay, they stand alone and not followed by any other noun. Okay, mine, ours, yours, his, hers, its, theirs. So these are another kind of possessive pronouns. Fine. These we don't use in the beginning of a sentence, in the general case. Okay, in a colloquial sense we may use these in the beginning of sentence, or at the starting of a sentence we may use in a colloquial, but generally they don't use. But we use the possessive pronouns, the another one, in the beginning of a sentence also generally. Like my name is. Okay, we don't say my name is. What do we say? My name is. Okay, but how do we use that pen is mine? This is my pen. That is mine. In that case, we use that shows that belongingness. Okay, next, indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronouns do not point to a particular noun or particular object or particular thing. They are generalized. So they are called indefinite pronouns. What are the indefinite pronouns? Few, everyone, all, some, anything, nobody. These are all indefinite pronouns. We are not pointing any one person, any particular thing. So they are called indefinite pronouns. So indefinite pronouns are also generally related to common nouns. Okay, and as well as the other divisions of noun as these generalized common nouns. Okay, then relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are used to connect a one noun to another noun, or one subject to another subject, or one object to another object. Okay, they are called relative pronouns. Okay, they are used to add more information about something. Here, see, if you see this example, the driver who ran the stop sign was careless. Okay, so here we are talking about the driver. The driver, what happened was who ran the stop sign. That means who crossed the signal was careless. We are talking about the person who was careless. Okay, so what are the relative pronouns? Who, whom, which, whomever, whichever, that. These are all relative pronouns. Next one, reflexive pronouns. Reflexive means the doer of the action and the receiver of the action both are same. That means which reflects on the doer of the action again. So that is called reflexive pronoun. For suppose he killed himself, I wounded myself. Ravana killed himself. That means the doer of the action, receiver of the action, both are same. That reflects on the subject again. That is called reflexive pronoun. Next, the reflexive pronouns also called also called emphatic pronouns. But there is a difference between reflexive pronoun and emphatic pronouns. The difference is the emphatic pronouns emphasizes the subject more. That means the action was done by the subject himself or itself. Okay, so that shows that it is not helped or it is not supported by anyone, that is completed by the subject itself. So that is a, though the emphatic pronouns are same, but the usage will be different. Okay, that is about emphatic pronouns. Next one, demonstrative pronouns. They demonstrate an object or a subject or any particular thing. Okay, so these demonstrative pronouns can be singular or plural. Okay, so what are the demonstrative pronouns? These, those, this, that, such. And when we talk about these, plural, these, when we are talking about near objects, we say these. When we are talking about a near object in this, which is singular, that is this. When we are talking or pointing a long distance or at a distance object or distance things, then we say those, and as well as that. These two are to reflect or to talk about things which are at distance. Okay, then interrogative pronouns. Interrogative means, already we know, as a part of the kinds of sentence, interrogative means questioning. To question, to pose question, to ask questions, we have certain interrogative pronouns like who, whom, which, what, whoever, whomever, whichever, whatever. These are all interrogative pronouns. Okay. Next one, distributive pronouns. Distributive means scattered. So when we want to talk about denote persons or things grouped separately, that's always become singular and followed by the singular verbs. So distributive pronouns are like each, either, neither, everyone, any, none, no, no one, etc. Okay. So for suppose any one student can come onto the stage. That means we are talking from a group, any one person, picking one person. So each of you should pay the or each of you should complete the task. That means distributive, that means talking about every person. So distributive pronouns talk about a group of people, and again individually, pointing when referring to a group and pointing to every person, that goes to every person. Okay, that is distributive pronoun. Next, reciprocal pronoun. What is the meaning of reciprocal? Reciprocal means expressing mutual concern or mutual action, give and take policy. Okay, give and take relation. That is called reciprocal. Okay, we use these reciprocal pronouns when each of two or more subjects is acting in the same way towards the other. The like each other, one other. For suppose they quarreled one another. When we are talking about more than two people, that three or more people, then we say then we use one another. When we talk about only two people, then we use each other. The money was distributed among one another, or they fought each other, like this. When we talk about two, we use each other. When we talk more than two or three, then we use one another. Okay, that is called reciprocal pronoun. We have only two reciprocal pronouns. Thank you.